Well, hello again, YouTube. It's Patey with the Triple Vision. Today, Friday, August 22nd. I was going to say 18th. So, I don't know if you heard the news. RIP King Cobra JHS. Joshua Saunders has left us way too soon. He was 34 years old. Clint Saunders coming out with a video on the X platform, formerly, I guess you're not supposed to call it X, you're supposed to call it Twitter because of disdain for Elon Musk and the right. I'm going to call it X because that's what it said when I was watching the video, not because of anything political. Yeah, King Cobra. They are going to be doing an autopsy. There's no cause of death. It wasn't a suicide. I don't think. He apparently had made a video complaining that he felt really sick last night, and he went to sleep and never woke up. His dad ended up having to go over there and discovered him unresponsive with blue lips, something no parent should ever have to deal with. The video with Clint Saunders, I would not recommend you watch that video. It's one of the saddest things I've ever. I have to laugh as a defense mechanism. And I think everybody is feeling differently now. I was one of those people who I was a fan of Joshua while he was online. I loved watching his content. And when I did leave comments, they were overwhelmingly positive, but he deleted them. Josh, he was bullied from the age of 3. He was bullied more than any human being ever. Josh was, and he had developed a thick skin because of that. He had this defense mechanism, and the way that he operated, he was bullied so much that it became a huge part of who he was and how he interacted with the world. Now, unfortunately, the death of Ozzy Osbourne was a significant factor. Kita Bobitin Lindgren. Kita. Bad boy. He did not take Ozzy's passing lightly. And people, from what I understand, were DoorDash sending alcohol by the gallon. So maybe this guy's appendix burst. Maybe his liver gave out. he was 34. R.I.P. King Cobra JHS. Like I said, I tried being supportive with him, and he immediately deleted my comments, and they were legitimately supportive. He couldn't have misconstrued what I was trying to say. He had released an album, and it was people were mocking him for it, and I encouraged him. I said, that's really important that you continue to do that stuff, because the more you do it, you'll get better at what you're doing every time you do it. Which is something I know to be true from my own experience, and I was trying to be encouraging and supportive, and of course he immediately deleted the comment because it could be construed as a negative comment. Keep going. You'll get better at that. It implies that what he produced wasn't good, but it wasn't. It was horrific. It was really bad. And releasing an album where the pedigree is that low, like the recording techniques and the amount of background noise, the low signal and noise ratio, everything about it was really laughable. And the problem with King Cobra JHS lies in that I strongly feel that he never should have been, he should have been parented better. His dad shouldn't have let him on the internet, okay? And then his dad says his fans, because he did have fans, gave him so much that he had never had people look up to him or admire him, and that's what he got from his fans, was this feeling like he was worth something. So maybe the problem wasn't King Cobra being in the internet. Maybe the problem was with society. Maybe we, when we see somebody that's mentally ill putting themselves out there and they shouldn't be, need to backspace those negative comments and find a more constructive way to spend our time. You know what I mean? For every person that was out there that was mildly being constructive criticism or being positive with Josh, there were thousands of people out there who were just attacking him. And that sucks. That really sucks. So ultimately, I honestly think this is for the best that he's gone. The idea that he found himself of the focal point of the internet, and that the haters would be watching him for the rest of his life. Every relationship and Lord knows what would have happened. What would have happened to this guy when his parents pass away? Would they have left him enough money for him to be able to continue to live to a ripe old age renting an apartment? I don't think so. So this whatever lesson that poor soul was sent here to learn, I certainly hope that he learned it and he can move up on the reincarnation, or that he gets to spend eternity in heaven now. I hope that the future, whatever lays ahead for this soul, that it's more pleasant than what he experienced in the 34 years he was here on this planet. Because I never saw anybody I never saw anybody call down the wrath of society like Josh Saunders. I never saw anybody take a beating. I mean, and at the heart of it, you know, like what his dad said, how he was, how he treated animals, and how he had respect for the elderly, that he was really this kind person. It feels a little different today after watching Clint's video. Clint being his father, you know, it feels different knowing that the guy's he's no longer with us. But at the same time, I think I don't think he'll be forgotten. I don't think this guy's going to go away right away. I think people are going to be talking about him and hold his. They're going to saint this guy. He's going to become a lolcow saint. And this is the question of the hour, is what do we do as a society when these people end up internet famous, and when there's something really wrong with them? That's not right. In particular, I'm thinking world of t-shirts. What's that guy's name? People like Johnny Somali. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that legitimately a couple of picnics short of a festival, you know. So if you're not familiar with King Cobra JHS and you're still watching this video, I wouldn't advise you to go look at it and try to find out who he was, unless you're going to be respectful about it, because the guy, he doesn't need people pissing on his grave as well, you know. So here's a best of a send-off I could give him. Long live Ozzy. Death to sickos. F suicide is what he used to say. It's a sad day for the internet. And I was a Josh Saunders fan. I used to love watching his content. So there you go. Hug your pets and peace.